It's me, Kev, from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. That's right, y'all, and I'm back. Oh, yeah, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many meat shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you. That's right, y'all. I'm back. And I need to know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, I'm surprising y'all with an early show. I figured I might as well go ahead and get the early show going to ensure that I get a show at all. Now, it looks like it's gnat season again. And y'all remember last year how I had to battle with those gnats. Nazis. Nazis flying all around, so I got to get them. Yeah, my other phone is dead, so I don't know if notifications went out or not. But you guys can help me by letting me know. See, people saying hello. There it is. Somebody said it's about time. You right about that, man. I need a spanking, unfortunately. Yeah, man. I almost went to a straight up coma over the weekend. I had a day off or two. I was like, man, that's it. I kept trying to get up. You know, I felt like the witch was riding my back. You know, that's what the old folks say when you got sleep paralysis. Boy, that's the witch riding your back. Man, I couldn't get up. Couldn't pull it together. So I said, yeah, I got to make up for lost time. So I got to get in where I fit in. Now, I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. People checking in from Connecticut. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. My favorite vlogger. Yes. Sweet. Ching. Yeah. Yeah. Australia. Oh, man. Now, you know I done arrived when the Aussies are checking out the show. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, I had a near accident yesterday. I was cooking, right? I decided to cook. You know what I'm saying? Throw some chicken tenders in the grease. And you know that mess caught on fire? Man, it was fire shooting up out of it. So, you know, I'm going through my head, you know, stop, drop, and roll, all the, you know, the protocols. Like, all right, that witty thing, I know I should have paid attention when they was talking about this. Yeah, so I'm blowing at it. And it's getting bigger. Yeah, man. I needed Smokey the bear in the crib. I'm like, where's Smokey? So then I decided, okay, wait, this is getting a little kind of out of hand, you know. I mean, I'm starting to think of my exit strategy. I'm like, all right, now wait a minute. I might have to flee for my life. And the sad part, this is how superficial I am. I'm like, I got to go get my guns first. Got to get all the guns out. Yeah, the dogs, the guns. I'm thinking of superficial stuff. Forget the life. Forget my life. I'm just like, I got to get the guns and the dogs. So, you know, I decided to throw some water on it. And it just said, woof. Man, I had to go get the fire extinguisher, y'all. And I'm glad I didn't have to read the directions. I knew how to pop that mug on. Shh. There you go. Yeah, stupid fly. I mean, fruit fly. But yeah, man, it was a life-changing experience, man. I'm sitting there like, whoa. I mean, it's crazy. I can see how fires get out of hand now. I'm like, man, thank God I ain't burned down the whole crib. I'd have been mad. Y'all would have been seeing me do the show from some shelter or something. Like I'm in a shelter. I burned down the whole house trying to cook some chicken. My fault, y'all. But the chicken came out okay. It came out okay. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Now I'm concerned about cooking on the dang on stove. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this now. Might have to get a whole new stove. I don't trust it. Suspicious. Maybe somebody tried to sabotage my stove. Like, there's that Kevin from Kevin's Corner. They got to be making sense out of all of our liberal nonsense. All right, let's go ahead and throw some extra grease on this stove. Maybe we can get a fire going. But hey, I survived to live and fight another day. So yeah, that was my most excitement that I had over the 4th of July weekend. I had 4th of July in my kitchen. There you go. I had it in my kitchen, y'all. So anyway, all right, now I done went through about 4 minutes of just rambling on. So I better go ahead and start to get busy so I can get out of here and try to get some sleep before I run it back tonight. So if you can hear me, y'all, I guess y'all can hear me, y'all responding to my fire that almost took place. So yeah, let's go ahead and get busy. Yeah. I rock the planet. Real Gorilla. Real Gorilla. Real Gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. There's gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. Don't forget, there's a Kevin's Corner store in here, too. So, if you get a chance, check it out. Make sure that you purchase some merch. And you can also support the channel in other ways, too, to ensure that I get the blessing. Y'all could, support me through my Cash App or my the PayPal. The links are below. Or you can just, participate in the super chat. But I discovered sometimes YouTube, for whatever reason, something I might have said during the super chat, they didn't like, so they might demonetize, the super chat or make it limited. Now that could just mean commercials, but I would hate to think that they would block any funds that anybody donated to me during the super chat just because they don't like my words that I say. Now, I'd hate to think that, but if you want to ensure that that doesn't happen, you can always support me through my Cash App or my PayPal link. And most of the time, they don't demonetize my live streams, but I think the last one or two they did for some reason. They said I might have said something that triggered them. They get triggered real easily, so I better be careful, y'all. I gotta now start thinking before I say stuff, and I don't like that. I don't like to be in a box. Speaking of a box, unfortunately, we got to take a quick trip up to Chicago and see what's happening up there. Because when it gets hot up there. Oh, yeah, when it gets hot up there, folks start acting a fool. So let's see how Mayor Conehead is handling his city. Yeah. Oh, that's the number. 330-974-4607. Text Maga to that number. Just in case I do disappear forever. But I doubt if that happens.
It's time for Chicago to come alive.
Really?
Come alive, Chicago.
Yeah?
But let's talk about the reality. The reality is that the Chicago Tribune reported this weekend that violent crime is down to levels not seen in at least a decade in our city.
Really? Now, do y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Who's reporting this mess? As much as we hear about Chicago all the time, I highly doubt that.
This is a very direct quote. The steepest statistical drop in recent memory, with fewer than 200 homicides in the first 6 months of the calendar year for the first time in more than a decade.
And that's something to celebrate? Fewer than 200 homicides? Did he hear himself? It's bad when you celebrating less than 200 people getting killed in your city. I think, half the year gone by? Whew, y'all, man, we ahead of pace, man. You know what I'm saying? Normally we have 250, 300 dead by now, but right now we're looking at under 200. So I guess he's taking a little victory lap over that. But when you live in Chicago under this socialist rule, you can't get too content.
So year to date, let's look at the numbers again.
Yeah, let's look.
Homicides are down.
Okay.
32%.
32%.
Shootings are down. Almost 40%.
Okay.
Robberies are down by over 33%.
Who's putting those numbers together?
I don't know if we have the numbers up there, but shooting victims are down.
Oh, really?
I believe that number is 40%.
Huh?
But let's talk about the why. That's what's most important here.
Why?
We can identify a few key reasons why we've seen this decline under my leadership.
Under your leadership? What type of leadership is that? Leadership. That's what he is. Yeah, he has leadership. That's what he has. So now, this guy right now is trying to pretend that he's actually a good mayor and that he's, tough on crime. Now, you got to understand. All the video clips that we have seeing these kids act a fool all the time, all the shootings that take place up in Chicago, and the police who hate this guy, they despise him. A police officer got killed a couple months back, I think, and he wasn't even invited. He tried to show up, and the family was like, "No, we don't even want you to show up." That's how bad this guy is. So no matter what this dude come out here and try to gaslight people about, the truth is what? Kill that man.
Unfortunately, more violence in the city. So far, at least 40 people have been shot and 6 killed across Chicago.
What? 40 shot and 6 killed. Man, that's a whole heap of shooting right there. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Now, you know they always talk about mass you-know-what's taking place. And I'm thinking to myself, that might meet the qualifications of a mass you-know-what. But it ain't done by no white guy. See, that's the problem. It's not done by a white man, shooting up some other, folks of color or something like that. So they just let that, they let that go. This type of crime, they don't want to report on. Yeah, all the Democrats just overlook this. This black on black crime and all of these murders that's taking place up there in Chicago, as the mayor boasts like he done did something.
This 4th of July weekend.
Neighborhood residents walked the track at Avalon Park, unaware just hours earlier gun violence claimed the life of a teenage girl while wounding a man there.
I'm always shocked at the things that's happening in this area, but again, I'm getting used to it.
Now, you know that's bad. You know it's bad when you get used to the shooting. Chicago, aren't you glad you don't live there? And if you do live there, God bless you. We might have to anoint you with some holy oil for protection. As you walk the streets minding your business, you might catch a stray one. Like this guy right here, he's like, hey, you know what? That happens all the time. We hear it. Honey, I guess they're out there shooting again. So that's real bad. When you go, yeah, well, I'm kind of used to it. Now, I don't understand how this is taking place up there. And the sad part is, it's mostly young people. The young black folks that this guy claimed to be looking out for. How about you just go ahead and shut it down? Like the young black kids, unfortunately, who's responsible for the majority of these shootings, can't come outside. There it is. Just go straight 100%. Can't come outside. Y'all on punishment. I ain't talking about no curfew. Talking about that way, if you're under 16, you got to be in the house by 9. No. You can't come outside if you don't know how to act. Now, your parents got a choice. Either they can go ahead and have you alive in the crib, mad, or potentially shot in the streets. Yeah, if I was a parent up there in Chicago, first of all, my kids would have enough common sense. I'd be done beat it into them. You can't be out there running the streets and acting a fool like that. All right? Pops is, I'll be their chaperone as they go downtown, standing there right there. All right, that's you got about 5 more minutes before we get out of here. All right, say bye to your friends. Let's go. Embarrassing the kids, but at least I have them alive. That's how bad it is. But this guy, he don't want you talking about Chicago. He don't want you, talking about their young kids and stuff because they're bored. They just ain't got stuff to do. So, why not come out and just start capping?
At the same time, but it is heartbreaking.
Just before 11 p.m. Friday night, investigators say gunfire erupted in the park located in the 1200 block of East 83rd Street on the city's south side. Police say 16-year-old Mia Smith died of a bullet wound to the throat, while a 35-year-old man was hit in the leg after an attacker approached them on foot and opened fire.
Wow. And most likely the girl wasn't even the target. This is how sad this is in these SO-ran Democrat cities. It's a mess, an absolute mess. And the bad part is I kind of know the climate. So when you're talking about these shootings, unfortunately, the first thing pop up in my head is it's probably an urban area, mostly black kids, getting out of control and then starting to shoot. And that bothers me because I'm black. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in Youngstown. It was rough. Risked my life a couple times going out kicking it. We had sense though when we saw certain elements starting to show up. We're like, okay, we better go ahead and bounce. We don't want to catch a stray one. But the sad part about it is, you would think the parents up there would say, "Where you going tonight, hon? That we're about to catch the Uber down to downtown." No, you're not. We're about to get a ride down. No, you're not. No, you would think that would happen because at this point, the mayor's not going to do anything. He's not giving the police the type of ability to enforce some strict, curfews and things like that. So the parents, if you want your kid alive, yeah, they'll be mad, but they'll be alive. No, you're not going down there. Have you not watched the news? You don't want to catch a stray one. But hey, that's Chicago, as that man boasted about how crime is down.
In the hours to follow, there would be 2 new mass shootings.
Unbelievable. Now wait, why don't they report on these? Why don't they report on these? Now the sad part about it is, when they want to make a push for gun restrictions, they will lump these in with the one or two every blue moon that might take place by a white man. So you got to be a white man for them to go ahead and pick up the story. But they'll lump all of these in with that to try to make it seem as if mass shootings are all over the place. They're taking place. Look at this. Look how high we got to get the AK-47s. We got to get the AR-15s. We got to get all of that stuff. We got to get it all. And in reality, most of these are done by handguns. That's the sad part about it, but they won't tell you that. They'll just use that stat to push for gun legislation.
Shootings are down.
No, not really. I have two sons, and I'm very concerned about them. I have two brothers, one that was murdered and one that was shot.
Wow, look at that. Man, you got two brothers that got shot. Good grief. Man, you look at the odds. Like, man, I got two brothers and they both were shot. One was killed. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, man. I thought Youngstown was bad growing up. I would not go outside. Like right now, I'm not going to Chicago. I can't do it. There are some, matter of fact, I can't think of too many Democrat cities right now that I would be like, oh yeah, let's go. LA, nah, I'm not. Nah, I'm cool. Cool. Yeah, California, period. I'm cool. Yeah, DC, nah. Maryland, St. Louis, certain areas in Tennessee, Chicago, No, my brother, you got to keep your own. Let's continue.
So it's affected me personally.
Police continue to investigate, but so far, no one is in custody and no arrests have been made.
I talk about how Chicago is the greatest freaking city in the world. And for those who did not know, now they know.
Yes, we do. Yeah, you made it very clear what Chicago is about. Now, I hope this guy gets voted so far out of office. But the scary part about it is it might be a revolving door of just horrible candidates coming in. I mean, you didn't think you'd get worse than Lightfoot, and this guy comes in. So the people in Chicago, they got to learn. They just got to learn. If they want the streets cleaned up, they need somebody to come in there like Giuliani did and just start cleaning it up. Because right now, it's not going to self-correct. It's not going to, course correct. These kids are used to just doing whatever, and this guy makes excuses for them. That's the sad part about it. So there you have it. That's what happened during the 4th of July weekend up in Chicago. Yeah, nobody was having fun when bullets are flying. But let's continue. Let's see. I think there were some better areas where the 4th of July was even better. Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, before we do that, though, we do got a message for Zohran the moron, y'all. Now, y'all been hearing about this guy, I'm sure, all over the place in the news. The guy that's a full-blown communist / socialist / the anarchist / you name it. Let's throw it all in there. Worst dude to run for office. And that's saying a lot when you look at all the Democrats that's running and ran and actually got elected. This guy's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I'm telling you, he might have peaked too soon. See, he might have peaked too soon to whereas now he's in the fishbowl and everybody's checking him out. See, a lot of New Yorkers that might have been sleeping on this dude, now he's in the news and they're like, whoa, wait, who is this guy? Wait a minute. So my gut tells me he's not going to make it. But you never know. It's, New York, and who knows if some home cooking take place, meaning somebody cooked the books. This guy might slide in. So some young man on the street had a street message for Zohran the moron. Let's check it out for his 4th of July message.
You think that this person is a patriot or a traitor?
That dude's a fuck.
Why do you say that?
I mean, just look at him. He's a fucking communist. This guy wants government-owned grocery stores. If you support government-owned grocery stores, then you're a fucking Tell me an instance where the federal government has ran a business or done something better than an American citizen.
I feel like Fannie Willis's boyfriend. When they asked him, have you ever spent time in a cabin with Fannie Willis? And he was like, Nathan Wade, no. Yeah, no. So this guy right here, he's a street poet. That's what he is. And he has some very poetic words for Zohran the moron.
This guy isn't even an American citizen. He was born in Uganda. He came here 8 years ago and he wants to be the mayor and he wants
Yeah, just got here. Can't tell, been here, nothing. So you just got here and now you want to ruin New York. Worse than it is. Dang on it. Yeah, you might as well be Godzilla or King Kong, tearing up everything. That's what he's about to do.
Government-owned grocery stores. If you walk into a CVS, you have to ring a bell to unlock the toothbrushes.
True.
If this guy becomes mayor, you're gonna have to ring a bell to unlock the Tic Tacs.
Oh, he's tearing Zohran the moron up. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. Yeah. So let's continue though, because apparently some idiots up there thinks this is a good idea to vote that guy in. I mean, you know, it really shows how far our society has unfortunately just went off the deep end. Their common sense, you look at all the issues in New York and then you go and say, you think this guy can fix those? I mean, they're mentally blew out. Mentity. I mean, I'm saying to myself, and we're about to see a couple of these people. Because see, as we was celebrating the 4th, y'all, other people was having a fit. They was throwing a fit. I remember back in the day when everybody celebrated the 4th. Yeah, man. But now we got some people who they don't like our country no more, see? And then you got other ones that are so dumb and maybe, you know, so rich that they feel that, yeah, we can afford to bring this guy in. Or the flip side of that. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to work. And I hate the country because I went to college and I got a whack degree and I think I'm educated and I'd rather vote in a socialist because that's where we need to go. Unreal. But this guy's not having it.
To unlock the Coca-Cola, everything's gonna get stolen. Everyone's gonna go out of business. The country's already ruined, but it's gonna be even more ruined if this slimy little rat wins. I would say vote Eric Adams, deport this guy back to wherever the he came from, and he's a fucking...
Oh, he's dropping all kind of 4th of July bombs on that guy. Eric Adams most likely will probably slide in, unfortunately. Well, I won't say unfortunately. If the guy keeps his mind together and don't backslide back into full-blown wokeness, unfortunately, he might be the best that they have right now. I mean, I doubt if, you know, New York goes straight Republican, but who knows? But the point is, if they go with that guy, oh my goodness. Good grief. That right there would be a mistake for the ages. The ages. But you know, and see, we need New York in a sense because a lot of money circulates through there and all over the world and everything. But I mean, if this guy, if they see signs of him, they're going to be like, all right, let's move the stock market somewhere else. Let's move. We got to, so everybody start moving because this sucker's about to collapse if that dude get in. So yeah. Let's hope that the communists, you know, doesn't get in. And it's sad that we're even talking about a socialist / communist winning a major, you know, seat in our government. It's sad that we're even talking about that. And guess who invited this in? The Democrats. Yeah, they're the ones who tolerated folks in their party even talking about we're democratic socialists, whatever that is. It's a soft way of saying we're socialists. That's what it is. That's all it is. We're socialists, but we don't want to say that because that sounds too harsh. Yeah, we want to soften it up by putting Democrat in there. Can't explain it really. Can't tell you how it's really different from all the rest of the socialism that took place throughout history and did not work. But don't worry, we got the solution. We got the solution. So anyway, now let's get to celebrating the 4th of July. I don't know about y'all, but I went down and I saw some fireworks. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on, how we celebrate.
This was one of the hottest weeks in our nation's history, and I'm not talking temperature. Let's break it all down in this week's Maga Minute. The jobs numbers for the month of June are in, and the United States added 147,000 jobs.
Woo-wee! And not jobs for illegal immigrants either, y'all. Real ones. Yeah, not government jobs to pad the numbers or jobs for illegals. Real jobs, y'all. What else? What else? Show me the nother stuff, Caroline. Show me the nother stuff.
Exceeding market expectations for the 4th month in a row. Our unemployment rate fell to 4.1%, again defying expectations.
What? Who? What? Whose expectations? Oh, the fake news? The doom and gloomers? That our inflation's gonna go out of the chain. It's that Donald Trump's about to destroy the whole economy. And look at this good news, y'all. Yeah, man, this is a celebration.
The price of eggs has rapidly declined under President Trump.
What? In spite of all the chickens that creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe killed? You mean the chickens is making a comeback after Joe went with a genocide on the chickens? So now look at this, y'all. The chickens done started producing. Everything's flourishing. Everybody's just flourishing. Chickens are dropping eggs all over the place and stuff. The egg price done went down. You notice they don't talk about the eggs no more? Remember, the first couple weeks Donald Trump got in, the eggs aren't going down. He said he was going to bring the eggs down in day one.
Inspiring Waffle House to announce that it has removed its egg surcharge from the menu. In a huge win for women who play sports, the Department of Education secured an agreement with the University of Pennsylvania to remove men from women's sports, and it corrects the record in favor of sanity.
Bam! Look at that, man. Now you would think every sane person in America would be happy. They'd be listening to this like, man, that's the truth right here, man. Can you believe it? First of all, I'm mad. I'm mad that we even got that far to where a man-girl allegedly won the meet. But guess what? Money talks and wokeness walks. So what ended up happening is Trump and them said, y'all ain't gonna get the cheese. And they're like, okay, come here, whatever your name is. Come here, buddy. Look, man, we're not gonna. No, woman. No, that's over. That's we're not doing that anymore. Look, the money's on the line right now. So look here, pal. You're gonna get your butt out of here, okay? And we're gonna give the they went ahead and course corrected because of the cheese, y'all. Yeah, man, hit them where it hurts, the purse. So let's see what other kind of good stuff is happening.
President Trump continues to deliver trade deals. He announced a trade deal with Vietnam, which will give the U.S. total access to their markets for the first time ever. The president also visited Alligator Alcatraz in Florida.
Alligator Alcatraz, y'all. And the left is going crazy over this one. Oh, man, they done blew the lid off of the left when it comes down to this Alligator Alcatraz, y'all. Yeah. You know, I'm not even going to play all the crazy clips from people who swear up and down the mosquitoes are going to kill all the illegal immigrants down there. And they be throwing some of them out there for the alligators. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Word on the street. Yeah. They the ones they don't want to even deal with. Just feed them to the alligators. Feed them to the alligators. But so, yeah, they're whining about that. And I'm going, I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. I do see what the problem is with this gnat. One gnat in this room, and he's messing with me. All this room, but this dude want to hang around in front of the camera. Now he gonna be mad when I hit him with the double tap. But he's cruising for a bruising, y'all. Anyway, let's get back to this Alligator Alcatraz. Here we go.
Reaffirming our commitment to law and order in our country. And he visited the great state of Iowa to kick off a series of celebrations across the country to celebrate next year's 250th birthday of the United States.
Yeah, but to the left, though, you know what? We're not celebrating that. That's 250 years of taking people's land, indigenous people, and all that mess. You already know. You already know that's how they're going to celebrate. And it's something to behold to see the decline in patriotism and love for America right before our eyes. I forget the name of the Russian guy, Yuri something. I forget his last name, but he broke it down beautifully of how, you know, the subversion took place to start to demoralize our society and, you know, people in our society, starting with, you know, academics, entertainment, all of these areas that influence, you know, people's thinking. And he said, man, we're ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve, man. And, you know, Trump kind of brought it out, but I'm glad he did. I'm glad we're able to see where we're at because it was, you know, kind of a undercurrent taking place. And you know what happens in the undercurrent? Everything looks good on the surface until you jump your butt out there in the water and find yourself being sucked under or taken downstream. And you're going, wow, the water looked calm on the top. So, you know, when Trump got elected, it really showed how many people have been impacted by this subversion, this influence of, you know, hating our country. And it really highlighted all of the entities that impact that, you know, academia, not only academia, but the entertainment. All of these different areas, you're starting to see like, wow, that influenced a lot of these people. But the good thing about it too is now that all these people are starting to reveal it, you also recognize that most of these folks are crazy. And we're about to see just how crazy they are. See, this voodoo, this mojo only works on folks that are susceptible to this type of brainwashing, or they just got a little bit of crazy in them that somebody done tapped into. And we're going to see just how crazy they are. Tell us more about the good stuff, though.
And finally, Congress worked hard to deliver the one big beautiful bill to President Trump's desk. This bill means no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no
tax on overtime. Now, I was at work last night and we were talking about it. And one guy was like, well, I think they sent it back to the Senate, so he's going to have to re-sign it. And I'm like, oh, I thought he signed it on the 4th. Maybe he just signed the House part of it. I don't know. So if anybody got any details on that, and the reason I want to know is because I want to know when they're going to start giving me my overtime without no tax on it. See, I ain't gonna opt out for no overtime just yet. I don't want to be like, all right, that boss, I'll take that until I find out when this goes in effect. When it go in effect, I'm gonna be like, I'll take it. I'm gonna be like the smart kid in the classroom. Out there, anybody know the answer? That besides you, I'm the only one. Only one. I'll take all the overtime. So if anybody knows about that, but I think it's a done deal, right? Or did they send it back, playing around with some numbers or something? I don't know. But let's continue though, because according to her, she said he signed it. All right, here we go.
No tax on Social Security and a big, beautiful tax cut for everyone. It's on the way. And for those of you celebrating our nation's birthday, the cost of a 4th of July cookout for 10 people skyrocketed by more than 20% under Joe Biden.
20%? So nobody got extra hot dogs? You had to divvy it out under Biden? All right, how many people's here? Nobody invited no extra people, did they? I told you, family only. All right, so we got 20 people. We got 20 hot dogs. Everybody gets a hot dog. No, I'm sorry, no hamburgers this time. No hamburgers. Definitely no bacon. So let's continue, though, because now everybody is celebrating. More hot dogs. Hot dogs for everybody. You want 2? You want 2 or 3? No, go ahead. We got plenty. We got plenty.
But that cost has dropped under President Trump. This 4th of July, we are celebrating not only the birth of our great nation, but the birth of a golden age of economic prosperity for you and your family.
I can feel it coming in the air all night. I feel it, y'all. Oh, Lord. And I don't know why they're doubting Trump so much. Well, I do know, because they're all suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. And yet, all of these things, they come out and say this is the worst thing ever, this doom and gloom. And all of a sudden, it turns out great. And I know how important the economy is to Trump. And I know also how important people being able to benefit off of a solid economy is to him. The last thing he wants, even if people don't know a lot about bills and economics and stuff like that, the one thing you can trust is Trump's going to do everything he can to make sure everybody has a opportunity to be successful and to make as much as you can make. And when it all filters out, and wait until these trade deals hit too. I'm waiting. I mean, when it all comes together, I think it's going to be magnanimous. Yeah. Because I remember, oh yeah, I remember, don't worry, when the fake news was talking all that trash. So let's continue.
The best is yet to come. We'll see you for next week's MAGA Minute. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you. Look at that. That big, beautiful, the stealth jet. They dropped the bomb on. Yeah, baby. We dropped the bomb on. So yeah. Look at that. Two of them, y'all. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's a celebration. Look at that. He's focused. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me he don't need the auto pen? You mean to tell me he need the auto pen? You mean to tell me he wasn't like Biden when he was signing all those executive orders? when he first got elected and he's talking about some, what am I signing here? What? What? You mean to tell me he ain't doing that? He actually knows what he's signing? Sweet. No tax. Hurry up, kick it in. I want it to kick in. No tax on overtime.
Mr. President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that.
Drop the hammer. Drop the hammer, Trump. Drop the hammer.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hammer. Hammer. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Have a good time, everybody that is sane. Have a good time, everybody that got common sense. Have a good time, everybody who ain't suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Okay? Look at Trump. He up here celebrating with his beautiful wife and stuff.
There's the dance.
The iconic.
Gotta get the Trump dance in there. And I love that the First Lady also kind of joins along now. Like, it's taken her a few years, but she's
Well, that was one of my favorite parts, is actually watching them watch the fireworks and seeing.
Look at her. Yeah, Melania done loosened up a little. She's like, okay, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get my dance on, too. Watch this. Watch this.
The warmness of their marriage. Usually you see them standing
Throw
next
them
to each
hands.
other and not
Yeah.
joking around that much, but they are just there.
They've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die.
Yeah, Trump, you're right. You're right, because that's the style of the Democrats. Yeah, because they can't come out with counter policies. All they can come out is with propaganda. That's it. That's all they can come out with. Propaganda. I've seen so many of them come out and literally say, people are going to die. Now, because of this bill, they're going to die. Thousands of them are going to die. And I'm going, wow. You leave no room to grow when you bring in death. When your scare tactic is not, oh, well, you might lose your 401k. You might, have a couple rough months ahead or something. Nothing like that. That's not good enough. That's not scary enough for the Democrats. Yeah, they got to go all the way to death. And then never be accountable when folks don't die. I mean, nobody wants people to die. That's the, good thing about it. But we all know that these are scare tactics and nobody's going to die. And then 6-7 months go by. Everybody's fine. Nobody goes back to them and say, hey, 6 months ago when this bill was passed, you were on my show talking about people are going to die. Hundreds of thousands of them are going to die. They never died. So now what do you have to say? Is this something you guys just do just to get your way, just to throw mud on Trump? I mean, is that smart to just start throwing stuff out like that? Is it good for folks' mental health when they don't realize you guys are playing? And you guys are doing this on purpose to manipulate folks? Is it good for those that are weak-minded when they listen to you and believe you? Talking about something, they're going to take away my Social Security and my... See, and we're going to see some victims of that type of propaganda in a minute. While we're celebrating, the liberals are having a fit.
It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, and all of the other things they did.
Which some details have come out now, too, about that whole Russia stuff, too. Apparently, some more details are coming out about what they did to Michael Flynn. Now, we all knew what this was all about. I want to see some folks in cuffs, honestly. That's what I want to do. I want to see some folks in cuffs. Thank you, Carol. All right, let's continue, though.
Scott, him saying, I'm not going to vote for Medicaid cuts, and then he voted for this bill, which very clearly does cut Medicaid.
See, here we go. You're not going to vote for the cut Medicaid cuts, but this bill really cuts Medicaid cuts. Who's getting cut? See, it's funny how y'all don't want to major in the details. Y'all just say it's going to cut Medicaid. For who? That's my question. For who? So Scott Jennings have to help them out because they apparently they didn't read who it affects when it comes down to Medicaid.
Yeah, but who does it cut Medicaid for? Illegal aliens? People who won't get off grandma's couch?
Bam! Yeah, and I've seen clips of some of the most unhealthy people on the internet whining about they're not going to get food stamps. You don't need food stamps. Dang on it. I mean, it's unbelievable. I want my food stamps, and I'm going. Now, granted, see, I know how the system works, y'all. And the Democrats know how it works, too, as well. And if people ever get lifted off of food stamps and welfare and things like that, they wouldn't be voting for Democrats. I mean, remember, this was the strategy that they used to really enslave black folks into voting for Democrats. Yeah, man, back in the day when he said that we're going to make sure we have these blanks voting for us for the next 200 years. Yeah, go ahead, give them free stuff. Not too much, though. Just enough to keep them hooked. Keep them hooked. What do you mean? A man in the house. You can't have no man in the house now. You understand that? Now, the more kids you have, the more money we'll give you. There you go. Yeah, keep dropping them off. Couple buns. Yeah, you get some more cheese, some more scratch. And just keep voting for us. There you go. So, yeah, I grew up in the hood. Folks took advantage of that stuff. Not everybody. But the sad part about it is back then, people were shamed. I know I was. I wasn't getting on the internets talking about, all right, here, I got a book of food stamps, y'all. Look at this. I'm about to go down and get me some puffers, the whatever those things, the puffing things. Give me some Skittles and stuff like any nourishment, any substance. No, Doritos. And we're going to get some, I wasn't doing that. We were ashamed. It was like, man, we don't want to be on food stamps. We don't want to be on welfare, but it was a little tight. My mom, she's struggling. But now, this is just regular. So when you see folks out there like that beating the system, and especially illegal immigrants, are you kidding me? But the Democrats don't want to talk about that, and neither does the news. They want to make people think that folks who qualify for Medicaid are just going to be getting ripped off of Medicaid. Somebody said Cheetos. Yeah, those Cheetos.
Despite being able-bodied adults.
Right, but hang on.
But hang on. See, because she got to change the narrative. Yeah, she don't want their audience to know that it's not talking about just every American that's really, deserving of Medicaid.
Let me explain. I actually know too much about this because I know too much about this because I used to be a healthcare policy reporter on Capitol Hill. Okay.
So, you're still a propagandist.
Okay, so putting that hat on for a second, the people that are really going to suffer, and the reason this is a problem for Lisa Murkowski and Josh Hawley, are the rural hospitals with emergency rooms into which people like that may walk. Mm-hmm. And if they don't have Medicaid, they're not getting any, that hospital is not getting any money from that person or from the federal government.
Well, the Senate included a massive fund for rural hospitals. I think, was it $50 billion, or did they wind up, I forget where they wound up.
Bam! That's what you get when your sole goal is to try to throw mud on it. Yeah, you think Scott Jennings right here, who really should have his own show, is going to sit back and come on the program without knowing that? Liberals are so obvious when it comes down to what they're going to bring up, the issues that they're going to find, the things they're going to point out, the things they're going to say. You can almost prepare for it. Like, I'm sure they're going to be like, oh, what about the rural areas? And what about the... So let me go ahead and learn about that so that when she brings it up, I'm going to say, actually... So now I wonder what this lady has to say about that.
A massive fund to cover just what you're talking about. Oh. So some care was put into thinking about...
Look, there's sourpuss. She's over there like, wow. I didn't think he'd get that one. I was hoping he wouldn't know. Thank you, though, for schooling me.
How do you protect rural hospitals from downside outcomes? So I think that's one of the reasons they're ultimately going to get it over the line is because they actually work to fix little individual pieces that have people upset about it.
Look, as a partisan...
Here's another one. He's going to try to get a shot at the title. Now, he's going at Scott. He's like, all right, you know what? Tag me in. I want a shot at him. So watch him take a shot.
Be great for my party. As a citizen, I hate it. Because they're going to hunt him down with dogs. I'm not kidding. You heard it here first. Save this tape. It's going to be a wipeout for your party, Scott, if you guys cut Medicaid for the people who voted for you.
We're not cutting Medicaid for the people who voted for us. We're cutting Medicaid for the people who vote for Democrats.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Scott, man, you's a Metamucil. Said, man, we ain't cutting it for people who vote for us. We've cut it for people who vote for Democrats. Bam! He has to laugh. He's like, oh, you got me. It's one of them things where somebody rebuttal and all you can do is go, oh, all right, yeah, that was funny. You got me on that one. Yeah, he got to do nothing but laugh at that. People who vote for Democrats who are mostly who? Illegal aliens. There you go. Beautifully done, Scott. Beautifully done. So now, let's get into the brainwashing, unfortunately, that ruined the 4th of July for a lot of these Democrats. Because as we were kicking it and having a good time, let's see.
Meanwhile.
Oh, but look at that.
highest profile members, Zohran Mamdani, is on the verge of becoming the mayor of our country's largest city.
Now you hear these socialists out there. I mean, these got to be the most miserable people, y'all. And I'm so glad I ain't got a family member that just like that, y'all. I'm beyond. I'll be like, we got this on you. I'm sorry. I seen you in a big old like park with nobody, reading off your cell phone about a socialist or a communist that might become the mayor, and there was nobody there. Yeah, these are Democrat voters right there. Let's see. Why? I wonder why all of that area right there isn't filled up. Maybe because some folks are like, look, man, I mean, I like the protesting and all, but I want to eat some hot dogs and some hamburgers. I mean, it's cool and all, but like, y'all paying? Oh, the money is dried up? USAID is, okay, well then, nah, if y'all ain't paying, man, I ain't coming down there with the fake protest. I'm going to see some fireworks. Only the true believers are spending their day down there listening to this fool, and it's what, maybe 12 of them.
And the city that is truly the capital.
Lot of bald spots in that protest. Looks like the barber nicked them. Oops, sorry, dog. My fault. I cover it up. Oop, again. Oh, my. Oh, shoot. Bald spots everywhere. Yep.
Of international capitalism. And President Trump has threatened to arrest him. All because he wants free childcare, fare free buses.
All because he wants free childcare. No, he threatened to arrest him because this fool said he's going to do everything to fight to stop ICE from deporting people from New York. And we all know what Tom the Hammer Holman already said. Look, you ain't got to agree or even assist, but don't get in the way. Because when you get in the way, you're going to get smashed by the hammer. So that's what he's talking about. But y'all just saying it's because he wants free health care and he wants free. Now, granted, the man is a full-blown communist, which I don't think that's a good look for America. Last I checked back in the day, you come here talking about some communism, you disappeared, man. Yeah, the FBI would be all over you. Like, oh, you don't bring that mess here. But now the Democrats got it all in their party and stuff. And, you know, it's just par for the course, I guess. And the Democrats, the new Democrat Party, here we go.
Beyond grocery stores and to stop ICE from kidnapping his neighbors.
To stop ICE from kidnapping his neighbors. This shows the mentality that these folks have. But it all traces back to the Democrat Party. Because they're the ones that are pushing these narratives about that ICE is disappearing people's neighbors. There are brothers and sisters, there are friends, there are doctors, or lawyers, there are the pool guys, there are people who wipe our butt, and there are the people who clean my toilets and pick our fruit. Yeah, they're brothers and sisters, and they never ever address them and label them as what they are. They're illegal immigrants, and especially the ones that are criminals. They definitely will end up in Alligator Alcatraz, or perhaps down in El Salvador. But nobody should be whining about that. But now, these folks are brainwashed. That all of a sudden, we have no distinction between American citizens and illegal immigrants. They just look at them as our brothers and sisters, our neighbors. No, they're not our neighbors. Do you live in El Salvador? No? Okay, because that's where that person lives at. Unbelievable.
The Trump regime is scared of the collective power of the working class.
Oh, we're scared? You see that posse right there? That pathetic posse? The Trump regime is scared about as we look at the people who come out at night, the freaks come out at night, the freaks come out. Those freaks right there are coming out, and I'm going, this is the Democrat squad? Oh, shoot. We about to have a field day on them. Uh-huh. The numbers are thinning out. Folks don't want to be associated with crazy folks. Because, see, we're about to see just how crazy they get.
What brings you here today?
The injustice.
The injustice. Now, you see, taking advantage of the old lady. Uh-huh. I guarantee you she's a full-blown liberal who been voting Democrat all her life and don't realize that the Democrat Party, even though they were trash back then, it's definitely not the same Democrat Party. So she just trusts them. She trusts them when they tell her it's injustice taking place. Now, instead of enjoying some hot dogs and hamburgers, I mean, she got her dog out here, which her dog could be having hot dogs. She should be with her family right now, enjoying some hot dogs along with the dog. I know the dog is like, why you drag me out here? I ain't got nothing to do with this. Okay? Uh-huh. Ooh, you're gonna get it. All right, so let's see her talk about the injustice. Here we go.
The Hitler brings me here.
The Hitler?
Hitler.
The other name for Trump.
You don't hear that? I am Adolf Hitler, commander of the Third Reich. Little known fact, most of the mic. So she said Hitler. Now, who be saying that? Who done branded Trump as that? The Democrats. Yeah, that's their title for him, for anybody who disagrees with them. You're Nazi, Hitler, white supremacist, all the stuff that they just thought. And then you get this as a result. This old lady out there lonely with her dog that should be enjoying a nice picnic, but she's out here talking about I'm protesting injustice.
I mean, he said nothing about how much he's a fan of him.
Everything you hear come out of the news, the fake news, this is the result, man. This is how we got here. I mean, you heard him, he's a fan of him. Trump has never said he was a fan of Hitler, but yet the fake news did say that, though. They said that.
Really?
He likes those dictators.
I've never heard any quote from Trump on Hitler.
You need to read. And the sad part about it is they think they got the intel. All of these folks that are recycling nothing but liberal talking points, Democrat talking points, and the fake news talking points, they think they got the intel. They have no idea how we look at them. When we look at them, we're going, I pity you. I feel like Mr. T. I pity the fool who believes the lies of the Democrats. Yeah. Kevin, what are your predictions for the midterms? Predictions. Pain. That's how I feel. Feel like Clubber Lane. Yeah, man. So let's finish hearing the lady who's trying to school us, y'all, talking about we need to read.
Before he was even elected.
Really?
He said Hitler wasn't all bad. His exact words.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he said Hitler he wasn't all bad. Now, this guy, of course, is taking advantage of her ignorance. He's exposing her. He's playing along. He's like, what? Oh, shoot. Continue to vomit up the ignorance so we can get an understanding of how deep this propaganda has sunk into your brain. Yeah, he's not going to go out and rebut her. He's just simply saying, let me keep egging her along and see just how crazy these folks are. Here we go.
So, what are you protesting?
Freedom.
Freedom. Yes, freedom, mommy. Freedom. She's protesting freedom. No, wait. I thought you were protesting for freedom. But it sounds like she's protesting freedom because that's what you'll get if you vote for the Dems. You won't get freedom. Yeah, you will be protesting freedom if you vote for the Dems. So, yeah, she says she's protesting freedom, y'all, because I guess her walking around with her dog unabated isn't freedom. Matter of fact, she said a little bit later, I didn't get that part where she said the freedom of the choice with my body, freedom what goes on in my mind. I'm going, what? Are you talking about abortion? You're like 75. I mean, I don't think, well, whatever. Who knows? But now let's go ahead back to the party, y'all, where they are fighting against the 4th of July. This is how the libs celebrate it.
One of our highest profile members, Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah, we heard that guy already. Yeah, get him out of here. Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at
All
this.
because he wants free child care, fair free buses, city-owned grocery
Now, y'all ready for this right here? When I saw this, I was like, what? Y'all just gave me a gift. Look at these crazy witches. and warlocks.
And to stop ICE from kidnapping his neighbors. The Trump regime is scared of the collective power of the working class.
Unbelievable. Look at that. What are they getting their tonsils checked? Man, what are they? Say This is what's going on over there, y'all. Now, the Democrats, if they were smart, they would say, look, man, it's probably not a good look for us to be taking advantage of the craziest people in our society. They're making us look bad. That's what they're doing. They're coming out here doing stuff that folks who say, well, yeah, let me go ahead and find out what's going on with this protest. What are they doing? Why are they all dressed in black? Why are they all screaming? Are they all getting their tonsils checked? Are they all getting that little thing that hangs down in the back of your mouth? Looks like a boxing the glove thing. Are they getting that checked? That's the only time you should be going, So let's hear their protest that's winning us over. I remember when they lost their mind. Yeah, it was something so special about that day. These folks drove themselves crazy. The Democrats driving them crazy. Boy, these folks are nuts. And they actually got together and planned this. All right, there, everyone. Make sure you dress in black like vampires. We're going to all go down there dressed in all black and yell and scream. And that right there should show. It should show just how, it's only showing how crazy the folks are that fall for this trash is. Nobody, I would be walking past these people laughing at the top of my lungs if I was there. Look. Somebody go get a doctor. Yeah, man. And I ain't talking about no physical doctor, no medical doctor. Nah, we need a psychiatrist. Yeah, we need Dr. Vinny Boombots. Yeah, you know my doctor. Dr. Vinny Boombots. Somebody go get Dr. Vinny Boombots. Somebody go get Dr. Doolittle. We need some help. Get Dr. Detroit down here right now. Doctor, Doctor Detroit. Mom, I'm going to rip off your head and poop down your neck. Somebody get Dr. Detroit, okay? Get Dr. J. Somebody go get somebody's doctor. Dr. Pepper. I don't care. Just get a doctor down there. These folks is crazy. Got dressed up for nothing. Oh my goodness, went out and bought a Halloween costume. They like, man, this right here is gonna move the needle. It's gonna move the needle the opposite direction. It's moving the needle all right, the opposite direction. Folks with common sense is bowing out. Nobody's walking, but they're like, okay, let me bow out here when I'm walking past it. I don't want to get too close to these, for they might bite me. Who knows? They're down on their knees, growling, making noises, singing in monotone voice. Free the people. What people? Are they thinking this through? Like if somebody stopped and said, what people aren't free? They would have, everybody's out there, nobody's free out there, the indigenous people. It's crazy to me how these people are supposed to be adults in society, and this is what they came up with. Free the people. Witches and warlocks. Free the people. What is this? Look at that. Where's her parents? Somebody go get her. You ain't got no relative, no nothing, no friends. Hey, what are you doing? Get up. Get up. Get your butt in this car. Down here with the veil on, some fishnets, with some Chuck Taylors. She got all black with the white Chuck Taylors on her hands and knees. Talking, what are you doing? We the people. We the people. Oh, you hear somebody? Yeah, they went over there, hit a little, we the people. Yeah, spice it up a little bit. Rest of them is all off key. Free the people. And I'm going to go ahead and spice it up. People. Boy, I tell you. Now, here's the question, though. Who's not free? I mean, the irony in all of this is that these crazy folks, if they weren't free, would be all scooped up and put in a crazy folks home. There you go. I mean, if Trump was the dictator that they claim he is and they're not free, where else in the world can you go, buy a Halloween costume, dress up like a witch or a vampire, and you and all your friends go out there on your hands and knees singing in the key of Z2 -3 / talking about some free the people and screaming. And everybody just walks past you like they're just crazy. Keep going. America, because you're free. And the only people you might be referring to, and I hope you're not, which I know they are the illegal immigrants that have been detained and arrested and probably deported. And you talking about some free the people. The people. Look at them. There it is, their witch march. Y'all see the witch march? Yeah, man. Don't get close to them. They might put a spell on you. Don't get close to that witch march right there. Wow. Freedom. Oh my goodness. No, I just recognized something I did not see earlier. There is a human, looks to be old. It looks like some type of warlock, but that man has an open stadium right there. And on the sides is the rainbow colors. He got an open stadium with the rainbow colors on the side. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're about 75 and you got rainbow colors on the side. Cut that mess off. I mean, you in all black and then you get to the top. Yeah, party up top, business down low. All of them random colors, Kool-Aid all through that head right there with that open stadium. Unreal. How do you get people? Do you understand how quick I would turn them down if they asked me to join their little chant, their little seance? We're about to have a seance down there. God, I'm good. I'm good. Come on, we're going to dress up in all black. It'll be fun. So let's go. Here we go. Because my man right here trying not to laugh. Look at them. Democrats. What is this? Don't they realize they are wasting their time? Nothing will come of this. Only bad things for them will come of this. Breakups. Because if you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend that's common sense and got some sense, they're cutting you loose. You did what? That was you and all that black? What, the one with the hood and the mask on? That was you? Oh, you know what? We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Yeah, I wanted to go see fireworks and have hot dogs and hamburgers. You dressed up like a vampire and went down there chanting.
The doctor!
Oh, another one. Another crazy. Look at this. This is what the Democrats have done. These are their voters. Look at this guy.
Doctor, so many dead and dying people! Yes. I'll take care of you for free, Bob! I want to take care of you for free!
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. I'm so glad. Hold on. Let's take a praise break. Wait a minute. Heavenly Father, I thank thou that thou hast given me sense not to be a Democrat radical supporter right here. A crazy behind supporter. Man, it's just a blessing to have your right mind, y'all. It really is. These people are out of their mind and they have no idea. This is something a 5th grade class will come up with. All right, we're going to go down and we're going to make these signs and we're going to lay down on the ground and we're going to... This isn't some adults do. Can you imagine conservatives protesting like this? It would never happen. I mean, dude, we just go down there, dress like you regular dress, and maybe some America stuff on, and just be like, look, man, here's our ideas, here's what we're mad about, upset about, or whatever, and that's it. Nobody's chanting, nobody's laying out, nobody's making the tombstones, and look at this crap.
The hospital is closed!
Performance.
The drugs are too expensive!
changing my mind, y'all.
The clinic is closed. The dialysis unit is.
Look at that. All of that right there is changing my mind. The No Park, let's see, Rangers. Oh, boy. And all they're doing is writing everything the Democrat Party has been lying to them about on those things right there. There it is. That's all they're doing. And these people are so nuts. Is the big beautiful bill and all of Trump policies that might end up being beneficial to them, they won't even be able to recognize it or enjoy it because they're so blinded by Trump derangement syndrome. And I question if these folks even have jobs, to be honest with you. When you take a day to come down and you do something like that, I don't know what type of mental capacity you have to have a job of any significance. The bare minimum type jobs like, okay, I need you to take this pencil and you walk it over there. All right. And then you bring it back. That's what I need you to do. That's your job. Take the pencil there, bring it back. Keep doing that until I tell you to go. There it is. Because if you this simple-minded, where you think this is effective, you're not wrapped too tight.
It's closed.
PTSD.
The hospital closed. The ambulance can't pay for gas.
Ambulance can't pay for gas. Hospitals are closed. None of this is happening or going to happen. And these folks are out here. This is how far their imagination has gone with this craziness that the Democrats planted the seed. That's all what happened right now. The Democrats plant these seeds and then their imagination just takes off. Just takes off to the point where now all of a sudden hospitals can't, the ambulance can't even gas up when gas prices are low. Now I can see you saying that under Biden, but here they are, the ambulance can't gas up and adults are going, no. Full grown man can't have a family. There's no way. These people right here, they all need to be neutered. And they all need to be spaded. Because you can't be duplicating when you are this crazy. I'm going, what do you do? Get up. Somebody go get a hot dog and a hamburger and tempt them while they're laying there. I had to let that hot dog aroma, go right up under their nose as they're talking about no more. Those hot dogs and ham. I should grill out right next to them. Yeah, celebrating, grilling out. You guys having fun over there? Chanting? Huh? Yeah, I bet you like these hot dogs. You like that? Normal people, we had grill outs. Yeah, that's what we did. Want to see some fireworks? Come here, come closer. There you go. You see all the stars? Now get up. Look at them. Oh gosh. If I'm a Democrat, I'm going, no, don't show them. Not them. Can we get some normal looking people that supports what we do? Because that goes to show the type of people who fall for this mess. These are not your everyday common sense American. And yet they're all chanting and pushing nothing but Democrat and fake news talking points. And it's not a good look. It shows these are the people you appeal to and influence. Common sense people will run away from this kind of trash.
What are you protesting for?
Oh, yeah. Now, as we start getting ready to close out this show, look at these. All you got to do is ask a couple key questions.
What was the event for?
Well, it's for everything.
It's for everything, y'all. There it is, man. The dragnet effect. The event is for everything. First of all, the event sucks because all I see is a couple old people in the background and you. But it's for everything.
What is it not for? What is it not for? They're taking all the freedoms away. They're making everyone second-rate citizens.
Oh, God. This is the part where it starts to get sad. Where you're listening to these people and you're going, you're not a paid protester. You're a believer. They're taking everything away. They're making everybody second-rate citizens. Why in the world are all the MAGA people fine then? We don't feel that way. We feel great. I'm going, who are you referring to? Like, what are you watching? What is your evidence for this? It's just the fake news saying it. And then showing some clips of a couple of illegal immigrants being detained and deported. And all of a sudden, everybody.
We've opened concentration camps in the United States of America. It's for everything.
Oh, God. Concentration camps. Obviously, these people don't know what a concentration camp is. Now I'm going from laughter to anger. I'm going through all the emotions. I'm going, you don't know what a concentration camp is. Good grief. Do you think if that was a concentration, even Alcatraz, if that was a concentration camp, do you think the people would ever come back? You think it would just be a temporary holding place for these people? These people would be terminated. But yet here she is, concentration camps.
Do you have any like specific policy that is the one that brings you here the most, or is it really just everything?
I mean, it's everything. I mean, he's signing the bullshit bill today, so that adds to it. But it's everything.
Is that the one? What is one big beautiful bill that you're talking?
Hey, the guy interviewing her is setting her up again. He's setting them up, like just asking questions. Like he ain't letting her know his position. He ain't letting her know that he's a conservative. He's just like, oh, you mean like what's the name of that one again? The one that because she thinks she's schooling him. See, you can't really get the liberals to vomit up all their liberalism and their wokeness and their propaganda if you let them know you're conservative, because immediately, reflexively, they're like, oh, you know what? Get out of shame. So you got to act like you really want to know. You got to act like you don't know. Like what kind of stuff you mean? Tell me can you give me like some examples and stuff? Because I'm really trying to learn. So let's see.
Talking about?
Correct.
Oh wow, that's going to be signed today.
Yes.
Oh wow. Does that bill include anything that you think that people should protest?
Kicking every single person off Medicaid, pretty much 75% increases in health insurance policies for everyone else.
See, somebody said they finally get to watch me live. Yay! What's happening? See, some people catch me live during the day and they're like, man, it was a good time. Other people's like, I like the nighttime. So I'll be doing both while I'm adjusting to my crazy schedule. So you hear her? Everything is a problem. See, so no matter what Trump does, these people are too far gone. These are the ones that are beyond repair. Nothing you could do. I mean, you could sit back and tie her down like Clockwork Orange, open up her eyeballs with tape and try to, heal her, but it's in the bone. She's in stage 5 or something.
Oh my!
I think they should protest a lot of things.
All right, well, thank you.
Do you think Trump would have gotten?
But it ain't just the crazy folks on the street. It's them reached the highest levels. Now I like Jason Bateman. I watch almost everything this dude was in. Then he comes out and says stupid stuff, y'all. Now you know what hurts about this? These actors, singers, and all this stuff that does this. They don't realize how much they hurt their brand. Because when they do stupid stuff like this, you can't unsee it. Before he got out and said this stupid thing, if you haven't heard it, I'm like, okay, yeah, man, he's funny. I loved him in Ozark, almost in everything he did. Oh, he was great in what was that where Arrested Development? Great, loved him in all of that. Then he comes out and says something like this. Now, every time I see this dude, I'm going to be thinking of this stupid statement. Look at this. So nobody's exempt from TDS if you got the puppy brain.
The same number of votes if the people who voted for him had access to or the curiosity to seek out and find the truth, because they're not getting the truth over on Fox.
Now, you hear this, fool? See, this is one of them examples of the blind leading the blind. He really thinks he's getting the truth as he's talking to Nicole Wallace, one of the biggest propagandas ever. They think they're getting it. So let me understand. As Fox ratings are destroying the fake news ratings, you're telling me all of these millions of folks who watch Fox News, they're all just brainwashed. We're not getting the truth. It's the propaganda that draws all these people to them. Or are they at least able to see something that resembles something fair and balanced here and there? Is it that? And then when you look at their ratings, they're left with all the crazies, the leftovers. This guy's a leftover. That's what he is. Yeah. So all of these folks are wrong. The majority of all of the folks who watch conservative news, who voted for Trump, yeah, we're all victims of ignorance and brainwashing by Fox. Not him, though. Not him. Yeah, he gets a heavy dose of MSNBC, CNN, and stuff like that. And now he's like, yeah, these folks, do you think they know they're being brainwashed and they're not getting enough truth over? I mean, the irony is rich, man.
At what point, if ever, do you think the story would change from reporting on the outrageousness of Trump and his actions, his decisions, his words, and instead move to the people that have voted for him twice? And I know that goes back to the whole story.
It's our fault. The people who voted for him twice. Now, see, if I ever got a chance to sit down with this dude, I would blow his mind. He would be like, "What are you doing? You can't be voting for Trump. You're black." Yeah. But I guess that I'm brainwashed and I voted for Trump twice, so I'm responsible for creating a wonderful scenario for saving our country from these crazy Democrats who was about to take us off a cliff. But yeah, he wouldn't be ready for that. He would be like, what are you doing? He probably would be the kind of guy that would be like, you're betraying your people. Yeah, what are you doing? You're betraying your people.
Story of deplorables, and like as soon as that happened, everyone just backed off and don't ever talk bad about America and the 80 million. But he's never changed.
You're right. He's never changed. You guys have changed. There it is. Yeah, your brain has changed from that TDS because Trump has been talking about the same stuff for a long time when you loved him, back when you loved him. Yeah, so now all of a sudden, when he destroys the Democrat Party, the deep state and all of that, now all of a sudden though, even though he had the same political beliefs and approach towards all this stuff, now all of a sudden though, this guy's never changed. He's never changed. So then what really changed if he didn't change? Yeah, have you ever stopped to think, why did I used to like him and now I don't? Did he change or did I change? And if I changed, did I do it on my own? Or did something change my mind? Because I got a weak mind. So this is an example of actors that are smart because they need to just shut up and act. And you just assume they're smart and informed or whatever. You're just like, hey, that guy's smart. He's a great actor. He seems intelligent. I want to fill in the blanks on my imagination how this guy is outside of acting. He's probably a cool guy to hang out with. Then you come out and reveal that you're a dodo bird. You come right out there and you're like, I'm going to say something that's going to go ahead and... So now I can't unsee it. I'm going, oh, man, this cat right here got the puppy brain. So let's go ahead because he's blaming all of us.
Yeah. He's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House.
Duped everybody. Yeah. All 80 million of the folks. We've been duped, y'all. Duped. This is the arrogance of these people. They won't even take a second to stop and say, wait a minute, do you understand the array of people who voted for Trump? Intelligent people, folks without intelligence, folks with degrees, folks without degrees. There were a plethora of people who voted for this man, and yet he's talking about us like, we're just victims. Like he pity us. I pity the fools who voted for Donald Trump. Unbelievable, the arrogance. And she's a propagandist. This guy's a victim. And here she is. Yeah.
It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again.
Also, just realize she's uglier without makeup. Off the set. Boy, she's horrible looking. Ugh. But now, let's get back to him because he said they put him there and what did he just say about us? I don't like it. I don't like what he said.
Don't ever talk bad about, America and the 80 million. But he's never changed. He's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House. It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again that really deserve a great deal of responsibility. And
yes, I'll take that responsibility. I'm proud. Voted for him 3 times. Very proud. Thank you. That's not an insult. It's a compliment. That the people need to vote for him, put him back there again. I'm going, that's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's not a compliment. It's an insult. Why would that be an insult? He's making changes. Yeah, these folks right here, man. But see, remember, this guy's rich, and he's famous, and he's probably, spending his life and time around nothing but liberals, and he's indoctrinated. It's in the bone.
And a talking to. I'm sorry.
A talking
and
to.
I say that with love. They are our neighbors, as I said before, and I know that they are deservedly aggrieved and whatnot. But there's another way to do it. There's somebody else in the Republican Party.
Yeah, let's get Mitt Romney. Yeah, let's get one of those rhinos or something like that, so nothing changes or nothing gets done, and the deep state still runs our country. Let's do that. Yeah. See, so here this guy is. I'm sorry, they need a talking to. I would love to sit down and let him talk to me. Yeah, I would act like I'm ignorant first. Yeah, I'd sit there like, so, you see that the folks that voted for Trump needs a talking to? Yeah? Okay, well, like what? Like what? Let him go ahead and start, and then fire into him with a whole bunch of facts and reality. Light his tail up. They ain't going to. So, yeah, unfortunately now, all they do when they do this is they just isolate their audience. That's all they do. They come out and I go, man, every time I see you now, I'm gonna go, this dude's dumb.
Can look after your issues. If it makes you sick to vote for a Democrat.
I could stop thinking about these guys being scared in El Salvador.
Scared in El Salvador. I can't stop thinking about. That's what you think about? Are you serious? See, this is the bull crap coming out of the fake news. She's in constant propaganda mode right here. Yeah, she's prostituting herself on and off the screen. When she's at the crib, she's prostituting herself. And when she gets into the studio, she is. So now, while regular folks are thinking about, their taxes, hard work, what they're going to pay their mortgage, stuff like that, or the 4th of July, she can't stop thinking about those people in El Salvador. Are you serious? Nobody's thinking about them. You can't tell me when she gets those earmuffs off her head, she's going to lay down like, poor people in El Salvador. She could care less. But yeah, she going to act like that. That's what's occupying her mind. But hey, you weren't thinking about the Lake and Riley and all of them? You don't think about all the victims?
And then I was somewhere. I was in Westchester. It's usually a baseball trip that has me in. I don't know what I was doing, but we stopped to get something to eat, and I saw the paid ads that Homeland Security was doing in front of the deportees who were now prisoners at CCOT, and I was gutted. And
I was gutted.
I think I'm sometimes scared by how much anguish I feel over how they're treating human beings.
You know what you would be scared of? If you were in Lake and Riley shoes. Yeah, Nicole Wallace. You would be scared if you was in any of the shoes of any of the victims that were unfortunately unalived by one of those precious illegal immigrants that were let into our country, caught several times, let go, shipped all over the state until they end up in your house or in your neighborhood or grabbing you and snatching you, and you're sitting there going, how did this happen? I'm fighting for my life right now. This might be the end of me. And I guarantee you, your thought wouldn't be how these people are being treated in the El Salvador and all of this stuff and the inhumane. And it wouldn't be that. Yeah, pay so much attention to these illegal immigrants, so much effort. Yeah, all it is an act for these people in the news. Just a big fat act. Nobody's sitting there thinking of this. Outside of what I do here, when I leave, I'm not sitting back thinking about all this stuff. I'm not sitting back thinking about what's going on with the Killer Garcia down in El Salvador. Unbelievable, man. Uh-oh, but watch this, y'all. We got another dumb dim coming up, y'all. Look at that. Ooh, wait. So let me see the blitz with okay. So look at all this money. We ICE, detain, let's see. I can't see blitz. Blitz with historic, $45 billion. And yeah, more money. Ice, baby. Too cold. Ice, baby. So now, look at all this money coming from the bill. More deportations. But look who got something to say about it.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk.
Jasmine Crockett, Democrat Congresswoman in Texas.
AKA Ugly Foot.
She's the reason we have instructions on shampoo bottles.
Absolutely. Dumb as can be. Kidnapping folk. And she wondered why. Then she didn't get the lead role in the Democrat Party for the Oversight Committee. Came in dead last. Ugly foot out the top of kidnapping folk. There you go. Couldn't even put the S at the end. Folks. None of that. No, just folk. So now, let's go ahead and listen to Lazy Eye with those heavy eyelashes, trying to tell us about, how other countries would feel if we stuck a whole bunch of Americans in their country.
Think about that.
And you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country?
Oh, now she didn't think that through. And not to mention, Mexico right now, the folks are over there going crazy. They're kicking Americans out. Talking about they don't want to assimilate, messing up their economy. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. We're supposed to be able to go over to Mexico. And they say, you know what, nobody's illegal and all of that stuff. But they're like, yo, man, send these Americans back over across that border. But here she is talking about, you know what, how would they feel if folks just start throwing people in their country? Well.
Like, that is absolutely insane.
I said, say it again.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country?
Well,
let me show you something. Well, a disturbing development on the border crisis. Wait until you hear this. The Director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement confirms that more than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder.
Oh, snap! So that's how they feel then? That's how they feel? Did we send 13 million murderers down to El Salvador, to the Mexico, or to Guatemala? Did we send those? We didn't send those? We know how it feels. This idiot doesn't even realize that she's describing what all these countries have been doing to us. They're like, whoa, let me get this straight. America taking everybody? They ain't discriminating against nobody? They just letting them all in. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Go and get every insane person and ship them off to America. Matter of fact, open up all of the prisons and get rid of these folks. Why should we pay? Why should we use tax dollars to take care of these crazy folks? Get them out of here. We are the dumping ground. This idiot doesn't even realize what she's saying. Well, the reason we voted them out is because of what she's talking about. How would they feel if I thought we start putting people in their country and stuff? We know how it feels, you idiot.
Have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
Into the country.
And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country?
You mean like every country that's been sending folks, over 100 something of them? Yeah, just sending them all over there. You want to go to America?
We just got these numbers moments ago, but it's a jaw dropper to say the least. So to set the stage here, let me just explain what these numbers mean.
Give us the numbers.
On ICE's non-detained docket, they're currently tracking 425,000 non-citizens who have been convicted of a crime.
Wow. That's a whole heap of unnecessary criminals in our country. Unnecessary criminals. That's on top of all of the crime that's taking place in Democrat S-hole ran cities and states. So now you just import more criminals. There you go. And here she is, as dumb as a box of rocks, up here talking about some that deported folk. How would they feel if we just? And I'm going, boy, you're dumb. You just walk right into that rake. You're stepping on rake after rake. So this right here only boils my blood as I look at these numbers right here. Yeah, as I look back at what mucus and Joe Biden's administration did to endanger all of us Americans. 425,431 criminals.
Of that number, over 13,000 non-citizens have convictions for homicide.
13,000 new murders in our country. Yeah, that's right. If you're a murderer, come on in. Democrats. Is she whining about that? Is she talking about that? No, yes, mucus needs to be arrested. Trump mentioned it the other day. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should look into mucus. Putting us in danger like this.
And are on the non-detained docket, meaning they're roaming the country right now. On top of that, there are another 15,811 non-citizens convicted of sexual assault who are roaming the country right now on ICE's non-detained docket.
Dun, dun, dun. Raggedy Dims, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me if I was angry. These folks are trash. And you know what? We stopped them. That's the crazy part about it. I mean, if we wouldn't have won, do you think they would have stopped? God knows how bad it would be right now. This is, and they'd just say, you know what, forget it. Just give them all the amnesty, give them all citizenship, and keep more coming too. We want to ensure that we stay in power for the next 100 years.
If some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country.
We need to throw your butt in somebody else's country. That's what we need to do. Yeah, leading eyelashes first. Yeah, they'd be like, she's coming. She's supposed to be here by now, but all we see is eyelashes. It took 3 hours for her to get here. The eyelashes come way before she arrives. That's how long her eyelashes are.
Like that is absolutely insane.
Immigration policy.
Here's another one. Here's another one, ruining her career. Look at this. Look. Here. All in the head. Watch this.
Bring the lives of families, not criminals. Women's rights are becoming less and less every day.
Oh, God. The delusion in these people. See, Jasmine Ratchet she's a deceitful, raggedy politician. She's a liar. Okay, period. This woman, yeah, look at her out here. Believe in this. Women's rights are being rolled back every day.
Queer and trans lives are increasingly being erased.
Sometimes you just got to stop and take a deep breath like, they don't know what they're saying. I mean, should we look at them like kids and pity them? Be like, man, you're talking and thinking like a full kid. You're not even smart enough to realize how what you're saying would really look in real life if it was taking place. Your butt wouldn't be up here talking. Yeah, you wouldn't be coming back here to your nice, rich, fancy joint without nobody showing up at your door. Gestapo, me with some cop glasses on. Doom, 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 doom. Who is it? Maga. Maga man. Just a minute. If it was really like that, that's how it would be. Doom, 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 doom. Who is it? Hired goons. Who? Hired goons, man. Open the door. Saw you on TV talking crazy about the president. Nobody speaks bad about him. Here, you're coming with us. They don't even realize that.
And gender-based violence is on the rise.
You're a racist.
I'm not a racist.
You're not a racist.
Watch this. This is beautiful. Beautiful, y'all. Yeah, this made my day. See, this is how you handle those liberals. You double trap them. He said, are you a racist? I'm not a racist. So you heard her. She said she's not a racist. But watch this, though.
Particularly interesting because according to one of your affiliate charities under your nonprofit umbrella, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy.
Oh, snap! Double trapped. Oh, snap. Double trapped. Oh, snap. He double trapped her butt. Asked her, are you a racist? And I know she's a proud liberal. I bet you she was like, I'm proud to say this one. I'm not a racist. Really? Well, according to this right here, folks that deny, white folks who deny that they're racist, really is covertly a white supremacist. Bam!
Are you a covert white supremacist?
Sir, I'm here to talk about the essential.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Well, y'all see this? I'm not here to talk about that. No, you just came out and said I'm not a racist. Now, all of a sudden, he's asking you, are you a white supremacist? Because according to your little guideline here, as you try to go ahead and shame and punish all the other same regular white folks who are walking around saying, look, man, I ain't no racist. I'm just a white guy that's trying to make the best of my life. Leave me be. No, you need to recognize it. You need to recognize that you have hidden racism and white supremacy on the inside, or else you're really See, that's what she did this for. That's what that's supposed to do. It was designed to go after any white person who says, get out of my face with all of that. Dang on it, I'm not a racist, man. I know what I am. Y'all tripping. Yeah, well, you know what then? That's what that was designed to do. She didn't realize, though, it would be used on her. This guy was brilliant to do it.
That nonprofit.
Are you a covert white supremacist?
Can I talk about the work that nonprofits?
Oh, yeah, now you want to talk about
I'm asking you if you're a covert
that's
white supremacist,
Yeah.
which, according to one of your own organizations, again, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy.
Yeah, are you denying it? Are you denying it? That's what I want to know. I bet you she's like, oh, I did not see that one coming. He got me right there. My mouth was open. My mouth was open. I was set back with my suspenders. Like, I'm not a racist. Really? According to this. Look, she's going to try to weasel out of it. Look at her.
Would you like to answer the question?
I don't know what the question is.
So you refuse to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I am here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do. If you'd like to ask me a
I
question
am utterly
about
dumbfounded.
nonprofits,
You are
Me too.
on record right now, and you will
or
not
throughout
say that
the
you are not a
country.
covert white supremacist?
Yeah, I want to know. As a black man, you done went ahead and said it on your little document and stuff that, y'all white folk got to recognize you got racism on the inside. And if you don't recognize that, then that means you're a covert white supremacist. So I want to hear her say, yes, I'm a white supremacist. Because she came out and said she's not a racist. Double trap, yeah.
I don't have a definition in front of me. I haven't looked at the definition. I'm not going to answer a question.
Oh, yeah, now you don't want to answer nothing.
I'm here to talk about
nonprofit
organizations.
I want to give you one more chance to do this. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Why are we so off track from the topic?
Why are we so off track? Ooh-wee. Yeah, man, she got double trapped with that crap.
I'm asking you a very straightforward question.
I've heard your question. Thank you, sir.
And you're not going to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I would like to answer questions about the work of nonprofit organizations. Thank you.
White supremacist, that's what she is. Y'all see it, y'all saw it. She refused to recognize her racism. Therefore, she's a covert white supremacist. I love when these liberals get ate up like that. Beautifully done.
That is really, really astounding. I can answer very directly that I am not a covert white supremacist.
Yeah, because see, you're not dibbling and dabbling in these identity politics games, and you're not using Marxist conflict theory. See, you're a regular, everyday American. You're not a woke person walking around trying to demonize anybody who ain't woke and make people walk around flogging themselves talking about shame, white guilt. She got her mouth ripped out, and I loved it.
And I imagine all of my colleagues can as well.
Today on our Independence Day.
And now we're going to go ahead and close it out, guys. All right, because guess what, y'all? We found out that folks, they don't like the country, y'all. But guess what? It ain't just any folk. No, it's liberals.
Today, I'm looking into whether or not Americans feel proud to be an American. And as it turns out, Democrats, their percentage who say they're proud to be an American has fallen through the floor. What are we talking about? Take a look here. Democrats' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, look at this. 4 out of 5 Democrats were extremely or very proud to be an American. That number has plummeted to just 36% now in 2025. A low this century has fallen by more than half since 2015 as Donald Trump has become, of course, president once.
And I told y'all, Trump unleashed all of this. Yeah, I'm glad it surfaced because, see, you can't really get some healing in unless you know the problem. Yeah, when Trump came in, he really showed the people who got common sense, folks that are patriotic, and folks that aren't patriotic. Yeah, the folks that's falling for this garbage that the Democrats are pushing, they look at Trump as, something to just, disdain. He's disdained. It's like, I don't want anything that he likes, I hate, even if it makes them hate the country. So now all of a sudden he's become, a idol to them of racism and white supremacy and all of that. And to us, he represents patriotism. He represents somebody who actually loves the country and a leader who looks out for America first. And even when we had Raggedy Joe, conservatives still loved being an American. We just didn't love who was ruling us. This is how fragile Democrat voters are. Yeah, if they're not happy with who's ruling them, then all of a sudden they're not happy to be an American. Instead of working it out, trying to fix it, they're like, what, that we just hate the whole country now. And they use that as an excuse to just say, the whole country's trash, the history of the country's trash, and it just snowballs to a point where all of a sudden you just start collecting all of these different narratives of why you hate the country. The indigenous land is stolen, and then the white supremacy, and don't forget the Jim Crow, and all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, you end up hating yourself right out of patriotism. And all we're looking at is going, look at these fools. I can't believe they don't recognize how great the country is. And if you hate it that much, I would prefer all 36% of these people leave. Well, actually, no, it's more than that. The 36% actually says they're proud. That means that large percentage is saying they hate the country. And I'm going, y'all can leave.
Once again this year. Now, what is driving that decline? Well, a lot of it has to do with age. What are we talking about? Well, Generation Z Democrats, proud to be an American or not. Of course, Generation Z, born since 1997. Look at this. Only 24% of Generation Z Democrats are extremely or very proud to be an American. That is actually lower, Erica. That is lower than the percentage who say they have.
So we can't rely on them to go to war for the country if we had to. Forget that. Said they would sit back and criticize the brave men and women who would go off to war as they're protecting the homeland. They're white supremacists, they're going out and imperialism and then all of this stuff. And they say, okay, well, how about if everybody has your attitude? North Korea will invade us, China can invade us, Russia, who knows? Who knows? Because we stole the land anyway. Yeah, we deserve it. We deserve it. Idiots, man.
Little or no pride to be an American at 32%. I just never thought I'd see these numbers based upon where we were a decade ago, but that's exactly where we are. Now, if Democrats have extremely less pride to be an American than they used to, what about Republicans?
Yeah, let's check. Let's see what Republicans say, y'all.
Well, this is where the trend line gets interesting, because with Republicans, there is no trend line. In fact, take a look here. Republicans' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, it was 90% back when Barack Obama was serving his second term. Now in Donald Trump's second term, it's basically the same percentage, 92%. So Republicans still are extremely or very proud to be an American. Democrats, on the other hand, have seen their numbers fall through the floor, led, of course, by the youngest generation, Generation Z.
And you know what, guys? Honestly, I think conservatives, Republicans, the people, we're holding this country together. I mean, I really do. I mean, when you look at those idiot Democrats out there doing that stuff, they're worthless. I mean, they're taking their time out here to just whine and complain, and they're so miserable. They're so depressed. They're so victimized that they can't function like regular productive people in society. They just can't. They're consumed with victimization, and everything's an issue. And Trump did that you cannot get them back to patriotism. There is a group of them that's just shot. They're just shot. So we got to move on. We got to continue to move forward in spite of their whining, in spite of their crying, in spite of their activism and all of that stuff, because we know that the love that we have for our country is keeping the darn country together. Getting up every day, going to work, overlooking all of the stupidity, all of the propaganda, all of the whining, all of the protesting, so we can continue to move the country forward in spite of those idiots. And they don't even realize that they're benefiting off of good, hardworking, everyday Americans who love the country. They don't even realize it. And we're going to end with this, y'all. Because, see, we just heard about all of the conservatives that love the country. But what about Trump, though? Let's see.
Okay, so we're going to look at the strongly approved numbers. So this isn't just Republicans who like Donald Trump. This is Republicans who love Donald Trump. And he's up like a rocket. Look at this. In July 2017, the strongly approved was 53%. That's pretty good. But look at where he is now.
Look where he is.
63% of Republicans strongly approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing about 5 months into his presidency.
Wait a minute. In spite of all of the lies and propaganda and stuff that the Democrats been spewing out, in spite of the 24/7 negative coverage, I'm surprised they let this guy even, talk about this poll right here. I'm surprised they let him do it. And the lady with the banana, peel on is over there probably sulking like, oh, geez, it's not working. Everything we're doing is not working. And you would think these folks would get the hint. You would think their business would make them say, we need to course correct so we can get a share of these people right here. See, there's a reason why all of those folks watch Fox. I mean, Fox ain't the best, but it ain't the worst. You can get some good stuff out of it. You got to sift it like wheat. And so you would think, but the people are smart enough to see that these folks are 100% propagandists. They're all in for the Democrats, regardless of what. And they will lie and manipulate and do whatever. You would think they would look at that number and say, man, that's a big market. That's a big market of folks out there. Maybe if we drop a little more Scott Jennings out there, give him his own show, pull back on the TDS, we might get some viewers, but not them. I'm surprised they let him cover this.
Republicans love Donald Trump the way that Americans love Disney World. The bottom line is 63%. That is a huge, huge base. And of course, this is part of Republican.
Tell us how huge it is. Give us an example.
Republican base in which about 90% of them overall approve of him, including the somewhat approves as well.
So over 90% of them all overall approve of him. But guys, this is record breaking.
I think politician would like this number here, especially to see it go up. How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah. Compare him to other presidents.
It's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this. 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking.
Face! Oh, I know that hurt. Especially if you spend every single day trying to trash him and undermine him. Can you imagine what his poll numbers would be if they actually reported him fairly? Now, we're looking at 10 years, maybe more, of nothing but 100% negative coverage, lies, propaganda, attacks, all of that. And still, right now, he's at what? 63?
Back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to...
What? Well, Nancy, it looks like I've been dethroned. Donald Trump beats Reagan? Yes! People said USA! USA! Yeah!
So they strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is history making.
In your face! Fake news. So in spite of all of their garbage, Trump is still popular. And then you get Jason Bateman over there. He don't understand that though. He don't understand. He thinks we're all sitting around right now regretting and stuff, and we're just stupid and ignorant, the hillbillies and stuff like that that just voted for him because we don't know better. We don't know better. He just comes out and he says America, and they be like, oh shoot, he said it, man. He said America. I'm voting for him. Anybody who say America and USA, I vote for him. That's how we are. See, so they'll never get it. And I'm cool with that. We'll just roll right on over them. That's what we'll do. We'll keep on trucking, baby. Keep on trucking, baby. Yeah, y'all know the song. I gotta keep on trucking. Do. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. So hope y'all had a wonderful 4th of July, unlike many of these folks we watched. Yeah, man. No hot dogs and hamburgers for them. No fireworks, nothing but dressed in all black like the Omen, out there chanting and boohooing and lying and stuff. And, yeah. So we'll continue to move forward. I shall be back tomorrow. Wish me luck. Yeah, and get enough sleep and be able to come back in and drop one before I get too tired. So, but I will be back tomorrow. And I just want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today rather. Let's see, I'm thinking it's night. My nights and days all jacked up. But hanging out with me today. And so please, on the way out, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Don't forget to text MAGA to 330-974-4607. And if you want to support the channel through my Cash App or my PayPal, the link is below for those that didn't get a chance to support through the super chat. And subscribe to my alternative channel, please. All right. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. God bless America. Take care. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling patriotic. God City. Yeah. Take care.